Here it is. Finally got my 1972-ish, I believe, Detroit 8V53T. Just came in all the way from Washington here to Maine. Just picked it off the back of my truck with a skid steer, the 853 Bobcat. That's funny. Bobcat's an 853 and so is this. Anyways, the forks, had the forks on the skid steer, and I had to have my brother stand on the back because the engine was causing the skid steer to tip over. It was that close to not being able to pick it out. It's like 200 pounds, I think. Anyways, this is an 8V53T. It was in a armored personnel carrier for the Marines. Maybe I'll put the model of military vehicle that it was in the description so you can look it up. Supposedly 400 horse, 800 foot-pounds of torque. Most of this cooling stuff in your oil cooler down here that you're seeing, it's all specific to that armored personnel carrier. It's all military stuff. You even got a long neck water pump. I hadn't seen one of those. But it did come with a 6V53 heavy duty oil cooler. It's deeper than most, and it has a water pump on it that I might be able to use. I'll have to look into it. And then over here we have an automotive style pulley, and the previous owner put that on there, and what was on there before was just a piece of pipe that slid over the shaft and butted up against this part of the shaft here, the crankshaft. And then there was a cap and a nut similar to this setup here, and it was basically just to protect the end of the crankshaft, keep it from rusting and whatnot. So previous owner found quite a few parts here to make it an automotive style engine. Set it up real nice. Bunch of extra parts that came with it. Anyways, so yeah, this is an oil cooler set up over here. Pretty crazy. Looks high capacity. And then I don't know where all this stuff goes. This is for water. That's this in here, that's for water, and then there's another hole on the other side for water. Then you have all these ports. I haven't seen in a manual, that describes anything like this because they're really only given to the military. I guess I would say that is all coolant flowing through that part. This here would be down here is where your oil probably comes in, cycles through that oil cooler, and then comes back out. I don't know, that's just a guess. I really don't know. I'll have to look into it more. It comes with, original fuel lines. This is the fuel return line. Somebody put red tape on it, red and green. I'm trying to identify it, I guess. I don't know. This here comes from the back of the water pump. So I don't know. Wondering if it's coolant or oil. I don't know. I'll have to look into that one. Yep. But this is where the fuel pump goes here. It's a spot that I was hoping to have it in, so that's good. It's got the drive adapter for the fuel pump. This engine came with a brand new in the box fuel pump with 2 forks and 2 seals. Extras, I guess. And over there you have, this is your tachometer drive. Because it's on the cam, I don't know if I can just use a 1-to-1 or if I have to get a different gear ratio for it to work with a tach. I'm not sure. That's something I have to look into. Maybe somebody watching this knows and can put it in the comments. But this here would be your fuel return. Comes from up front. Right here you have your fuel supply. I don't know why somebody put this here. I don't know if there used to be maybe a valve to get air out, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on here, but that's your fuel supply. Over here, if you've been wondering why we have a flywheel hanging off, that's because this is a spare flywheel, and it's an automotive style that the previous owner of this engine, found and kept with this engine in case it was ever used for automotive purposes. Now behind that is the factory original equipment flywheel, which would have gone on some type of automatic transmission, whatever the personnel carrier had for a transmission, and that bolted up to that flywheel. And it can't be used with a clutch. Like I want a manual transmission, a 6-speed Eaton behind this, and so that flywheel can't be used. The original one can't, but this can. And I like that it's an automotive flat instead of an automotive pot like the N over there has. So it's awesome that it came with this flywheel. Another awesome thing is all the pictures this guy was sending me. The whole time I thought this whole assembly, for some reason, I thought right in here it was cast in with the flywheel housing. That's just the way it looked like in the pictures. Now that it's here, I am super pumped that these are separate, and this is a number 2 housing, and it's really exciting that that housing can stay on there, and that number 2 housing on that 8V53N can stay where it is also. Now I have 2 8V53s with number 2 housings that can both be used easily with a decent Eaton transmission. Pretty exciting. Up here we have your blower and this intake. I don't think this intake was specific for the military. I've seen plenty of those around on other engines. And then here's the turbo. That is who makes the turbo. Air Research. Here's some more information about it. If anybody's wondering the specifics on a 8B53 turbo. Coming around here, I've got the valve cover off on this side. I already took the one off the other side and looked at things. They look good over there. All these rockers, the bushings in them are all nice and tight, which is nice. It's got factory, they might even be original, M70 injectors. It says diesel equipment, GM, M70. And they're all the same. They might be original, I'm not sure. I'm also excited it came with this dipstick. My N doesn't have a dipstick that came with it. When I pulled the valve cover and tried to turn the rack, it wasn't stuck, but it was moving very sluggish at first, because who knows how long it's been since this engine ran. The previous owner said he never ran it, and he got it from a school in California that was being forced to get rid of it due to California's regulations, so who knows. But I put my hand, he said he ran the rack once in a while, but didn't say when the last time was. Anyways, I put my hand on it, and it was sluggish at first, but now it's really come right into it. It moves good, so I'm sure that'll be fine. It also has this, I've read about what this valve is right here. I can't remember what it is. I'll have to look it up again. But yeah, you get some type of valve that run off the rack. Something to do with it idling or not running away or something. I don't remember. I'll have to look into it. Down here's a starter for it. All these parts came with it. That doesn't fit that corner, but it came with it. But this starter is a 24-volt starter. Here's a extra pulley that will bolt on to the back of that if I need an extra spot for a belt for whatever reason. Here's a crossover pipe for the thermostat housings that will go up here eventually. And I have the thermostat housings in my house. Came with a ton of parts. Thermostat housings, everything. Yep. Yeah, here's another spot where water or coolant would be coming out. So there's 3 spots that I can see that are open for coolant. And my end block shows underneath this manifold. You can't really see it, but my end block shows a date underneath this passenger side manifold of, I think it said 6/24/64, and this one doesn't say it like that, but there's a 72 underneath there, so I think this is a 1972. It's more of the front of the engine. Again, that cooling system. This is coolant neck here. Goes over to some type of crazy thermostat housing, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look into it. Yeah. Also some motor mounts down here that it came with. Came with a fan. Really nice fan. It came with a fan hub, fan bracket. I think there's a few other parts, but then I'm forgetting. But yeah, it's awesome. I'm really excited. Less than 800 of these made, and I own one. Super pumped. Can't wait to get it running. I've been working, got this N underneath this stuff here. Got that running a week or 2 ago, but what I've mostly been working on is my excavator. Kind of restoring that. Off topic here, but kind of proud of it and figured I'd show you. Painted the boom stick. Had all this stuff was off. It was right down to the turntable. Took it all off, repainted it, new seat. Did all the body work on all these parts. Painted them. Had the tracks off. Redid all that stuff. Engine out. Painted that. Did some stuff on that. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on. That's why I haven't had videos much on the Detroit stuff. But here this is. More videos to come. Can't say they're going to come too often. But we've got it, and I'll record whatever I'm doing to it. So, thanks for watching.